The station where our veterans' voices are heard. MBR Talk.
Hey, thanks for tuning in. Welcome, Quack.
Program are those of the speakers and do not necessarily reflect the views or positions of any entities they represent.
Find us on the web at mbradio.us.
There it is. You tuned in to the Farron Dozier Show on nbradio.us, 10 o'clock edition, and Live Sports. Catch me here Wednesdays at 4 p.m. Pacific time, only on nbradio.us. How did I do? Was that a good take? That might work. All right, good afternoon and welcome to another episode of the Farron Dozier Show right here on MB Radio. That's right, mbradio.us, the station that's giving veterans a voice. I'm proud to be one of those veterans, a part of this network. Make sure you go to mbradio.us or the app and take an opportunity to listen to all the different podcasts of my brothers and sisters at arms that have their shows here, that are sharing their stories and sharing their voices and other stories of other veterans. Also, we got some first responders too, so make sure you check out those shows. Let's see. Today we got something very exciting as always for you here. If you may or may not be aware that I am a co-owner now because I shared the teams with my friends, so we're now co-owners of not just the Ventura County Orcas or the Riverside County Mavericks, but the Inland Empire Hounds, which is the one team that we're keeping in this season. And so with that being said, we have a campaign called For the Love of Dogs. This campaign is dedicated to my pet, who I had to put down, Daisy. So my view of the campaign is more of the grievance conversation. And just in having a few talks with people, a lot of people have had to put their dogs down or have had the dogs pass away, and some people are like myself, not ready to take on another pet, and some people are able to go right out and get another dog. So, but do we really ever get a chance to deal with that grief? And so that is my part of the conversation about For the Love of Dogs, and then just helping out the other aspects of it, from dog breeders again to the grief counseling. If you have dog services, if you are an organization that fosters dogs or pets, if you have a pet company that you provide services, whatever it is that relates to our fellow dogs, you're more than welcome to be a guest and share your story. And also we offer opportunities to brand with us as this season is coming in October. If you want to advertise with us and brand your company with us, a professional basketball organization, then we also have space for that available as well. So yeah, so I'm just out in the community on social media, just reaching out to organizations, finding out what they do, finding out what their love for dogs are, and why they do what they do. Pretty much is the question is what's your why around all the other conversations that we can have about life. People love their dogs, and we take care of our dogs, and our dogs are actually part of our family in some cases. And for me, putting Daisy down was one of the hardest things I've had to do in my life. My dad passed away in 2019. My grandfather passed in 2020, not due to COVID. He was 90 years old. And then my dog in 2022. And so that's a lot of grief, in that time span. And I'm grateful that I have been able to, find peace within myself around all the other areas of life that I was dealing with. And then to have to then take on grief with my dad was just a totally whole other conversation that we're going to have on our platforms as well, especially losing a parent or a loved one or a sibling or a child, grandmother. But then, our animals. And so as I've been reaching and sharing, coming across people across social media and in the San Bernardino area, LA County area, I have a guest today, Mitch, who's going to share what he's up to. I like what he does because as a sickle cell trait advocate, you may remember or met Dr. Maisha. She does telehealth, and she's in North Carolina, and she's licensed in 20 states where she can actually see patients And so in our sickle cell trait conversation, we've been able to send people her way who have sickle cell trait and had no idea that there was complications, or parents were seeing their child play sports, having health issues and struggling with their health. And unfortunately, some of those cases are connected to sickle cell trait because it is an inherited gene. It affects the red blood cells, and those red blood cells can mutate and cause health problems. And gratefully, finally, there's a conversation that's been shifting that the medical community are starting to realize that sickle cell trait is not benign, right? So it's not just don't have a baby with someone that can have sickle cell trait or disease, but also, again, people with sickle cell trait might have some real life health complications connected to that one copy of the gene. They've known that for years. And finally, with what I experienced with sickle cell trait and rhabdomyolysis, the rhabdo is what can cause a sudden death and health complications connected with the sickle cell trait. So with those two together, we're a little bit more susceptible of having heat exhaustion and heat exertion and collapse. And in worst cases, we've seen military personnel and athletes die from those health complications. So now with the sickle cell trait, there is a rare, and they've known about this already, there is a rare kidney cancer directly connected to sickle cell trait carriers. And that is what sparked the conversation more broadly, nationally and internationally, that sickle cell trait is about to be not benign. So there's articles published out of the UK, and when those articles come together and reach the United States, I'm pretty sure already there's conversations about that sickle cell trait is not benign. We know it causes blood clots, again, collapsing, a lot of different things. Pain, I've had pain in my arm since I was 2 years old, my mom says. And so those were what we figured out as sickle cell trait crisis. And so for some athletes, it's hard for them to recover after exercising. And for some, again, we have had collapse and sudden death. So we're going to get started with this episode here. I want to play our PSA. This is Comigo. They are part of my show on KCAA radio, 106.5 FM today, and that show's on Sunday nights. So you can catch me over there at KCAA on Sunday nights. But this PSA is dedicated to our veteran community. And again, as a human being conversation, a lot of us deal with some type of stress, anxiety, and sometimes for us as veterans like myself, I don't want to take drugs or medication. And so sometimes there's just a device that can help you control your breathing. You hear people say, take a breath, stop, take some deep breaths, and you can calm your nerves down. So this might be something for you, although it's dedicated to us as veterans. But again, this is a human being conversation. Again, thanks for tuning in to the Farron Dozier Show right here on MB Radio.
Some of us still carry the burden of battle. It threatens to drown us in our everyday lives. In battle, we had our weapons and combat gear to keep us safe, to keep us confident. But when we returned home, we were not armed with weapons and gear to cope with our own minds. I was lucky to find my combat gear, my mental weapon, and it's called Comigo. Comigo is a drug-free device that allows you to achieve calm in less than 3 minutes in moments of anxiety, stress, anger, panic, or insomnia, not with medication, but rather by activating the parasympathetic nervous system through breathing regulation and multisensory stimulation. A recent study has shown that Comigo decreases PTSD and anxiety levels in veterans, helping those who are suffering and having a long-lasting effect. Visit Comigo.com to learn how you can get Comigo through the VA or with a special veterans discount code.
Hey, what's up, man? How you doing?
I'm blessed, my brother.
I'm good, man. I'm good. Hey, did you see the game last night?
Oh, that was a good game.
But did you see the shot?
I lost money from that shot.
Oh, man, that shot was cold,
I
man.
hated it, but it was good. Damn. What's in those jeans?
You really want to know?
I do.
Exhaustion, muscle spasms, asthmatic issues, unexpected sickle cell trait crises.
Damn, are you serious? When I was young, I found out I had sickle cell trait. My mom's told me, but I ain't have no knowledge of it. But when I got older, I had a child, and the doctor told me my daughter has sickle cell trait. You know the facts that both parents have sickle cell trait, there's a 50% chance the child may have the trait, and 25% chance the child may have the disease. Hey, that's what's the count. Do you know that 2.5 million people in the United States have sickle cell trait, 300 million people globally? I didn't find out I had sickle cell trait until I was in the Army, 10 years. Next thing you know, I had a sickle cell trait exertion site. Sickle cell? I thought that was a black gene or something. Nah, man, the Latin community is number 2. 1 out of 36,000 babies are being born with sickle cell disease. You could be Caucasian, Mediterranean, European. You gotta know your bloodline, man. There is an inherited gene in our community that has been forgotten. The name is sickle cell trait. WDCONSCT, also known as What's the Count, is out to bring awareness, education, and prevention to people all over the globe. Want more information? Call us now at 323-215-5384 or visit www.wdconsct.org. All right, welcome back to another episode of the Farron Dozier Show on MB Radio. I want to say I'm blessed. Next week, I haven't told Big Dre this yet, but we probably not have a show next week because I will be in Las Vegas speaking around sickle cell trait at a sorority event. I think it's their national conference. And so Jody and myself will be there traveling on Tuesday, speaking on Wednesday. So probably catch a rerun. That's what you'll probably see. All right. So again, thanks for listening to the Farron Dozier Show. Just a side note, it is called Trench Talk. However, I don't know, I may be changing that name. So we'll see. Right now, we're just going to keep it at the Farron Dozier Show, but there is a Trench Talk segment, but I may just change some of that stuff to just revamp it, even though it's been branded for that such a long time. But however, today is very important. Again, if you want more information about the Inland Empire Hounds for the Love of Dogs campaign, you can go to iehounds.com. I'll put that up on the screen later. But today, again, I've been out just reaching out to people, and I came across this page, and I again, connected to it because of the things that we do around sickle cell trait and telehealth. I just thought that his white coat business was important. And so I'm going to bring up Mitch, who is, I believe he's in Louisiana today. How you doing, sir?
Good, man. How about yourself?
I'm great, man. Thank you for accepting my invitation to hang out today.
Hey, look, I appreciate it. I've been looking forward to it and glad we can make it happen. We have crazy weather here right now, so my signal may be a little sketchy, but we'll make it work.
No problem. We'll make it work. I won't keep you on too long. I know you're in a different time zone, but again, thank you for taking some time out this evening to be on here. So do me a favor, just introduce yourself, give a little bit of background, and then we'll just have a quick talk.
Absolutely. My name's Mitch Bratton. I have 23 years as a first responder, but then also have owned businesses for 20 years, restaurants and security guard agency, serial entrepreneur. I think it's a good trait. My wife thinks it may be a syndrome because she never knows what we're going to have. But during my time in law enforcement, I was a canine officer.
No kidding.
So Belgian Malinois, which is what I had both times. Both passed of old age. One was older when it came to me, and it no one could deal with it. It was he was a grouchy old man.
Yeah.
And, but we worked well together, and then got after Rocco passed away a few years later, we ended up with a canine, and the community named it. Its name was Justice, and Justice served until he had some early onset hip problems and some health issues. So love dogs. We got, our pets at home now and things, which are not nearly as useful as my canines were, but we love them anyway. My kids picked a Schnauzer weenie dog mix, so you can imagine how useful that little fella is.
two totally different worlds, huh?
Absolutely, completely from straight on business mind and just useful and a wonderful tool to whatever the opposite of all those things are is what we have now. So
let me ask you, being in law enforcement, was that an opportunity to work with the canines, or how did that part come up for you?
It was. So the first one I had was when I worked for the sheriff's department here. It got assigned to me because nobody else wanted it, and I was the new guy. So they're like, "Well, let's see how this works," and we made it work. And then the next was because I had the training and things to work with the dog. And so that's where Justice came along. So, and of course, they live with us. And after when their health got to where they weren't working dogs anymore, they just lived it up here, as pets and things. So, obviously very attached, just like you were with yours you were talking about. I was reading that actually on the Hound's website when I was looking about the campaign you're going to be starting and doing. So I thought that's all really cool. And so between the affection and the closeness with dogs and animals in general, right now at my house we have a bearded dragon, ducks. You'd have a miniature Highland cow in the pasture out back, and so. You never know. We kind of like a zoo around here. So between that and the entrepreneurial side, and I actually own a telehealth as well, and we have a national doctors network that works with that and pharmacy. But then that led to the televet program.
Wait. So you have a telehealth medical?
I do. Yeah, it's whitecoat-md.com, and then you have Whitecoat DVM. Which is our veterinary side. So, both are fairly new businesses. The telehealth is everything from primary care and different things to weight loss and anti-aging, just kind of whatever, and tries to kind of level the playing field for people that may not have access to get to something. And we have a national doctors network, some of the best out there that are part of it, and so we have that, and then that kind of led to the televet, and we did the same with it. So Whitecoat DVM, Doctor of Veterinary Medicine, but it's all one word, whitecoatdvm.com. And basically we operate it as a subscription service. It's there's no requirement. You can cancel at any time, but it's $19.99 a month, and that gives that subscriber 24-hour a day, as many times as they need, unlimited access to our licensed vets. And tell people we can't take the place of your local vet because we're not there. Our team is not in your town, so we can't do some things, but we're there at 2 a.m. when you've got a problem and you don't know, is it a serious issue with your pet, or is it just something, run of the mill that can wait? A lot of instances, depending on the state law, our vets can prescribe things for pets' anxiety, and general health, things of that nature. And the big thing, if you do reach out to us and your pet does appear to be having a genuine emergency, our team will help you find the closest, fastest place to get to that can see you in an emergency situation. So, there's no extra fees, nothing. It's just the $19.99. And they also offer pet advice. You get new pet owners. It's like being a new parent. I wish I had I have a 17-year-old daughter and 14-year-old boys, and I wish I'd have had somebody I could have called 24/7 for advice for them. And the same thing with the pets. You get new pet owners, and we even offer some online behavioral training to help you with things for your animals, and it's all included in that $19.99. And something that I've also is close to me is rescues and shelters, because there's not a single one that has enough funds to operate, and the need is always going to be greater than the resources. And so something we have started to do, where any shelter, anybody that they need to be licensed. We want to make sure that they're legit and doing things. We will they can basically become an affiliate, for lack of a better term. And for anybody that signs up for our subscription for the unlimited televet, we'll do $5 a month per person for as long as that person is a member. So if someone signs up and they pay the subscription for 10 years, every month we send $5 out of their 20 to that rescue or shelter. And so that's just kind of something we do to try to give back, because you get donations and things for the rescues, but you don't get a lot that's recurring that you can count on every month.
Right.
And so if shelter goes, if they get 500 people to sign up and and subscribe under them, well, they're going to get $2,500 a month every month, as long as those people are on there. And actually, so anybody that goes to the site, shelter or rescue, or if they want to suggest one, they can actually go there and click the red message support button. And I've got that right now. Those messages will come to me if they mention that they heard it on here for the first 3 months that shelter is on there, and that anybody signs up, we'll do $10.
Wow.
For everybody that signs up on it. And then after that, it would go to the $5. But just try to something we could give back. And it's kind of a labor of love. The televet side is the telehealth is we're operating it like a business. And so the televet, though, I'm probably operating it out of good sense, just to get the service to people, and then to try to get a system to get some recurring funds to these shelters and rescues that are out here doing the Lord's work without any money.
Well, you took the words out of my mouth, because as I've been on my spiritual journey the last full 6 years, the Ventura County orcas, right? The orcas are an endangered species.
Yeah.
Right. And so we created a whole campaign around the orcas last season when we introduced them to the league, and it just made me think about how we, as the people, are supposed to take care of this planet, right? The animals. I mean, as Adam did. And so it was like, there's a part of life that we are responsible for taking care of these animals, and so that give back, as you're saying, is a I know it's our responsibility.
Yeah.
And so when we took over the IE Hounds, as I mentioned, the conversation with my co-owner, somehow we both just started talking about our dogs that we had to put down, that we're grieving. It was like, well, wait a minute. The mascot is a hound, and we're over here talking about, almost crying about our pets being put down and being deceased. And it's like, why don't we just create a campaign for the hounds and do what you just said, help these organizations that are fostering, that need dog supplies, that need dog food. Like, why can we not support that? And so we pray that will be one of the platforms campaigns that we can turn contribute to. In the San Bernardino is one of the largest counties in LA, so California. So that's one of our whys. Before I let you go, just is there anything else? Can you say what states are you licensed in California? Like, are you able to say what states that you can?
Absolutely. So our vets are licensed for consults in all 50 states. And so where it varies some is on the prescription side.
Okay.
Every state has different requirements on what establishes the vet patient contact. Like Louisiana allows virtual to establish the vet and patient contact. Florida, it does the same. California, I believe, allows it as well. But then I know Oregon does not. And Colorado does not. So in those states, we are limited in what we can do. The vets still see a video chat with you and your pet. They can still give you a diagnosis, some ideas. If there's something over the counter that could help your pet's symptoms, or if it's an emergency, they'll help you get a referral and get where you need to be. But unfortunately, they couldn't do a prescription.
Okay. Again, man, thank you so much for sharing that. I hope that we can have a conversation outside of this, because like I said, we have what we call the trait doctor, Dr. Maisha, and she has been able to see patients. Like I said, she's licensed in 20 states. And so, like I said, with that sickle cell trait and parents not aware of those complications and health issues, she's been able to definitely help, even partner with their doctors and provide information and prescriptions and consultations and things like that. So she has the same type of business. That's why when I saw yours, I was like, man, that's similar to what we're doing for our community of sickle cell trait.
Absolutely. There's never a time when you can have too much knowledge on the line.
All right, I'm gonna bring up Big Dre and see if Big Dre's got something for you. I know you guys were talking behind the scenes. Big Dre, what's happening, man?
Man, I love that, Mitch. I mean, I had a Kia, I had a Rockwaller, I had a Bullmaster, so I know. And that Bullmaster's like a horse, so I know.
I was gonna say you could have rode that thing to college.
Yeah, I'm a big boy. I'm 6'4", and I'm a country Mississippi boy. LSU pride, of course. Go Tigers! National championship baseball again.
Absolutely.
So I love the idea what you got. So basically, you have veterinarians on call for your dog's illness. That is incredible. We need more of that.
Yep. Hey, I appreciate it. We're very proud of it and proud of the response we've seen and love the idea. There's a shelter an hour or so from me, and I watch them, and they're on Facebook every day begging, can somebody donate some fans for the dogs? Can we get some food? And I thought, these folks, most of those they're volunteering, and and they're on here having to beg to just not have to spend their last dime to get it. So if we can do something that benefits the person, and then also, but it's maybe they can spend one day less on Facebook asking for basic
Well, go fund me for a pack of cigarettes like some of them do. They abuse it,
Absolutely.
I gotta have $75 million for a pack of cigarettes. Can you donate to GoFundMe? So it's interesting. But I know Farron has your information good. I'm gonna pass it on to my team at my meeting I'm in Saturday with my Indian tribe people, and I would love to help that cause for sure, man. Donations.
Yeah, hey, look, that would be great. And like I say, anybody, they can go there and just click that red, and I've set it where all those messages will come to me. And also they can email info@whitecoatdvm.com, and I've got it all to come to me right now. Mention they heard it on this, and we'll double what we contribute for that first 90 days.
All right, definitely, man. I thank you again for your time. And thank you, your service, man, being a former law enforcement and everything else, and being a first responder, man. Thank you for your service, man.
Hey, look, I appreciate you guys very much. So,
yeah.
I really appreciate the opportunity to be on here, and hope we can think of something to talk about again.
Oh yeah, I'm already thinking like we forgot. There's a whole nother aspect of life that we kind of glazed over. So
that's right.
Before I let you go, for you growing up in your environment, what was that like for you, in your day and age of growing up as a child from the environment you grew up in, man?
Man, I'll be honest, I had it too easy. I had great parents that they supported me. My first business, I was 15, and my dad signed a note, and I bought a t-shirt printing company, and that was my job in high school. I screen printed shirts, and look, it was like shooting fish in a barrel, man. I had all the school groups, I had all those things. I locked them in.
I love it.
And, did that for about 5 years, and then ventured out some other things, sold that. So. We always had animals. They never told me no about bringing home some random animal or what we were going to have. Now I've got kids like me.
Your nickname was Jamaican Mitch. That was your nickname.
Well, no, his wife.
Mine, he got 15 jobs, mine.
He said his wife said it's the syndrome, man. That's
look, I thought it was an asset, and she's waiting.
Your wife says, "Oh my God, another creature. You bring another kid home."
Yeah,
dog.
And
I love it.
I'm getting paid back. Several years ago, my daughter wanted a horse, and I was like, so I wasn't for it, so we compromised and got 4.
Now you got 4.
Yeah, so she barrel races.
Everybody rides.
Everybody gets a horse. So you get one, and so she barrel races, and then she's passed it on to other kids in the community. They come and she teaches them and lets them ride horses, and so it's just a cycle. And
you know what? I heard. I forgot the guy. He's a pretty popular name. Zig. I don't know if it's Zig. But he said that when he was a child, he bought 2 bikes, one to ride and one to rent. And he had a business at like 12, 13, 14, 15 years old because kids in the neighborhood didn't have bikes.
Yeah.
So he was like business minded that young, said I bought one to ride and one to rent. And I would charge them $1 or $2 to rent a bike. I was like, how did we miss that?
Yeah, absolutely. My boys, they're twins. They're 14, and they've had 3D printers for a couple years, and they cornered the junior high market for all the 3D printables. And so,
you gonna be he'll keep me multi-millionaire before they even get 21 years old, and you could retire, Mitch. You and the wife is about another year or two.
Yeah, I just told her when they put me in a home, get me one with a room, like window, something nice. That's.
Mitch,
thank you again, Mitch, on my behalf. Thank you, man.
Thank you so much, man, for hanging out. Like I said, we'll make sure we bring you back for some more discussions around life and sports and those kind of topics too, man.
Looking forward to it.
All right, appreciate you.
Yep, thank you.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, sir.
This is the Farron Dozier Show. We have Mitch, Big Dre's in the building. We got Kay coming up next, so make sure you stay.
Get ready. I'm hungry for a hot dog.
This dude is already hungry. All right, we're going to play some more PSAs, and then we'll come back and take on segment number 2. On Farron Dozier Show.
Hot dog queen. Yeah.
There you go. Zetovia salve, made from natural and organic ingredients, good for inflammation, poor circulation, hemorrhoids, yeast infection, lip sores, dry coughs, eye pain, minor cuts and bruises, and ready to purchase at botanicaherbalco.com. 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 Do you remember studying sickle cell in biology class? What's the Count on Sickle Cell Trait Prevention is here to bring you awareness, education, and prevention conversations around the risk factors of this inherited gene. Visit wdconsct.org.
Muchos de nosotros nos vemos afectados por la enfermedad de células falciformes a diario y un número creciente simplemente no nos damos cuenta. Los impactos de esta enfermedad afectan a todas las personas y en especialmente a las personas de color y con antecedentes diversos. Estar en servicio conmigo y con los demás a medida que creamos una mayor conciencia sobre cómo identificar y dirigir el tratamiento de los rasgos de células falciformes y ayudar a las familias a saber cómo superar el trastorno de células falciformes.
I just want you to know that conversation is a very important subject matter. It is part of my DNA. African Americans, we are number 1. However, the Latin community is number 2. That's why I have that PSA for our Latin community, because they are number 2. Again, it's not a skin color. It is a bloodline. So you could be Caucasian, Mediterranean, Asian descent. You have to know where your ancestors are from. And if your ancestors are from an area where malaria was present, guess what? You could have that gene because that's the gene that combats malaria. For us as Africans, that's why population is number 1. But the Latin community have sickle cell trait. They also have thalassemia trait. There's also C trait, D trait. So depending on your ancestral background, you might have another red blood cell condition, as we call the cousin of sickle cell trait, that could combat malaria. But when 2 people have those inherited genes, as I have sickle cell trait, imagine my partner, she had C trait and didn't know, we could have a baby with sickle cell SC disease or sickle cell beta thalassemia or sickle cell and C trait, D trait. And so those are parts of our community that experience different types of sickle cell disease. And of course, SS, which is sickle cell anemia. I have been blessed to ask to be a godfather of a young baby who has sickle cell SS. And so that just gives me more drive to start a blood drive campaign around sickle cell because African Americans, we don't donate blood. So we have a whole campaign coming around that. So again, thanks for listening in. I'm going to bring up Big Dre.
Yes. What's
happening, man?
Hey, first of all, man, I want to give honor to all of the veterans out there. I was at my school I met Charles, who's a Vietnam vet, and he might be
Ooh,
watching right now inside there. But
okay.
I want to give a shout out to him. I'm gonna try to have him on the show the week after next. I'll be in Vegas this weekend for the fight, the Manny Pacquiao barrel fight.
Is that this
Anyway,
weekend or the 19th?
next
Which
next
one?
next weekend.
See, I might have to try to stay an extra couple of days.
Yeah, you
I
like
don't
I'll
know.
be up
I don't
there. I'm
know.
coming in
I don't
Friday.
know. Oh yeah,
Coming
I'm
Friday.
probably on my
So
way back.
it's like it's like we're ready to do this thing with bags and canvas and everything. But like I say,
Yeah,
first of all, I want to start the show with thanking you again. How you gave me the blessings, the honor to come in to try to take a place in the world to help these men and women that deal with sickle cell. And this month is Disability Month.
yeah,
Disability with no color. It's not a shame. It's not a disease. It's an everyday life. What disability
yeah.
is, ladies and gentlemen. We all have friends
Man,
with disabilities. Mentally challenged is things they're dealing with, and we're very
that
supportive.
that disability. That's probably we got to have a talk this month about that because of my relationship to being disabled veteran. Man, it almost took me out. I was getting ready to sell
Yes.
everything because I felt like I'm disabled now, so I can't have a motorcycle. I can't have my
Yep.
3-wheel. Like there's things I can't do anymore because I'm disabled, and I almost put that label on, man.
Mm-hmm.
Almost put that
Mm-hmm.
label on. So we definitely gonna have that talk this month.
Yeah, for sure.
So what's up with Kay? Introduce Kay Howard, man.
Man,
What do you want to
before I bring this queen up, her
say?
name, I met her on
Uh-huh.
Crenshaw, me and the missus. She had
On the
this little
Shaw?
stand up there. We call her Hot Dog Queen. When I tell her food is so incredible, makes you want to slap your grandfather's third cousin, fifth to the power night. That's how good her hot dogs were. Her
Oh my God.
tacos, her turkey dogs, Chicago dog, you name it, she had it. But then
She's
she
like,
crossed
what?
over. There she is. Then she crossed over to the trucking industry. And now
Hmm.
she's the owner of K Logistics. Ladies and gentlemen, Miss K Howard.
How you doing? How you doing? Where's the food?
Yeah,
Where's the
I was
food
waiting for
at?
the music introduction and all that. I was waiting for all that.
Where's
Don't
the
make it
where's
a
the
No,
food?
don't call it a comeback. I've been in for
I know
years.
No, I thought it was a conspiracy because when you was talking about me, my it started buffering. I was like, what he saying?
Yeah, on purpose, on purpose. Yeah, what I was saying was wah 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 wah.
Right. That's how I felt. I was like, oh no. I'm gonna make my voice heard. Even if I have
How
to
you
wait for after buffers. So
There you go.
How
The
you doing
queen.
today?
I'm doing great. Nice to meet you.
You too. Thank you for hanging out today with us.
Of course, you and I know you was in the background looking at me going from the back house to the front house to the side house. I was like, no, I need to make. I gotta make my voice heard, so I gotta make sure I get some good signal.
Yeah, I might need to go sit in my truck. Everybody's outside. I might need to get out of here and go
I
sit in
know. I'm at my college. I'm at school. Like me, I'm out here front. That's it. I gotta make sure I'm in. She called me while I was talking to my professor and everything. I'm like, oh my god, hold on. I said, Kate called me. Let me hurry up. Let's tell you know that too. So the
Hey,
just
question we all want to
he
know.
might wait. He may have to change his podcast a car podcast because
I know.
you ain't in the car, but
Call the cat.
me and Dre in the car like for a reason.
we gonna
Yes,
call it. We
for a
gonna call it.
reason.
We gonna call it front seat.
Front
Right.
seat. The front seat.
Hey, I own that right there. I own that
That's
right there.
right.
I ain't
That's
look. I
right.
ain't trying to
That's
look.
you.
I might be
That's
able to
you.
sit here and get the trademark for you.
Now
Hey, let's get it. Let's get it. Let's
we
get it.
want to we want to ask a question. We want a
Yeah.
famous question. Me and Farron want to know who is the queen of hot dog. The hot dog queen. So who is she? How did she start? And where you from?
I'm gonna just tell you right now, you starting from the back end because if you want to start where hot dog started from, it's the who is Credit Girl Plus, who is Royal Hair Exchange, who is K Freight Logistics, who is hot dog. I'm so many, and the thing about
Yes.
it is that I'm a woman that believes in everything. I believe I can do everything, and I don't
She's
let nobody limit me.
Kate Jamaican.
And you know what? It's
Kate
not even a
Jamaican.
Jamaican. I had a real conversation. I was just like, people were like, "Well, you
Don't
all
pay
over
no
the place."
attention
I'm
to
not.
him.
I know. I'm not even. I said I'm not even a woman that's all over the place. I'm a woman that didn't learn because I was the other day I was listening to what's her name? I forgot her name. She had a baby with the man Kardashian. What's his name? What's her name? China.
You call
Oh, China,
Kim?
yeah.
China. So no, I'm gonna tell you some real stuff. So they were like, well,
Oh,
why are you
China. Yeah.
considered?
Okay.
They said, why are you considered a baby mama, but they not considered baby mamas because they stick together. See, the thing is that with me, I know how to get money. I know how to do businesses, but sometimes I got to be on a hush status. But I got to put myself out there, and I have to let people know that I'm great. So when I put all these different businesses out there, they like, well, Keisha, you were doing this, and that. I'm still doing this, and that, but it looks like I'm all over the place, and it's not because you got Kardashian, you got all these other people. They do multiple things too.
Mm-hmm.
They just don't have to put it out there. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, wow. I questioned it at first, but no, I'm okay. I'm okay being able to be the woman of all, jack of all trades.
Mm-hmm.
I agree with you.
So K Logistics, Hot Dog Queen LA, Credit Girl Plus is a jack of all trades. That's what I am.
I agree with you on that aspect because even just me being retired from the military and taking on different aspects of my life, people say, "Man, you all over the place. You got 5 talk shows and you doing this sickle cell and basketball." I said, everything that I speak from is from my life, so I'm not doing nothing that's out of the ordinary that I got to figure out how to have a conversation about. It's all tied to the different aspects of who Farron is as a person and my experiences. So it's not a lot for me. It's just what hat do I put on in the conversation that we're having. So I appreciate you for saying that because some people, I don't know what they see in that as for themselves probably.
I'm gonna say this right now. For my boy Dre to sit here and have respect for me to be a black woman sitting in California on a hot dog cart in the streets, not embarrassed about nothing, knowing that 3-4 years later, I had 6 figures in my account. I had 3 brick mortars and all. I had all that, but I'm so quick to be like, you know what, it ain't working out, so I can move a different way. I don't let the government, I don't let people dictate what God has for me. If He say this is your purpose, this is your purpose. Unfortunately, we have social media that makes it seem like, oh, you got too much going on. No, if you sit here and you listen to a billionaire, he gonna tell you they didn't become a billionaire when they was in their 20s. They became a billionaire through all their losses. Don't nobody talk about their losses.
Mm-mm. Well, yeah, because the losses are going to reflect if you're not. I don't want to just say emotionally strength, but if you're dealing with shame and embarrassment and disappointment, and that's what you live from, then of course you're not going to want to have take on different things like that in the world because of those kind of even decisions. We had a talk show yesterday. We were talking about decisions, and sometimes people get stuck because of the unforeseen consequences of the decisions that they made, and now they want to make no more decisions because they're still dealing with past experiences. So for you, Kay,
Can I ask you a question?
Mm-hmm.
How did y'all become who y'all are today?
I'm in front of you on the radio on this talk show right now out of depression and anxiety and suicide ideation. That's where I was in the space that my military career was over, and I made it mean my life was over because my identity was trapped in that camouflage for all those years. And God showed me that inherited gene that I gave you that almost killed you. That's actually what your voice is, why you're here to deliver that message. And so I found a whole nother world of 300 million people plus with sickle cell trait. So I go from serving this country to now serving the community of people, and I have a voice in that community and my experience. And then that just unraveled all the other seeds and flowers and trees, seeds that was implanted to me in my mother's womb. And so now I get to talk about those different categories, especially reconciliation and self-forgiveness, because that's a human being conversation. And a lot of us are just dealing with our families, but we really are upset with ourselves of how we think we should have been raised and brought up and blame our parents for our life not working out.
You said it's a human being conversation. What are we?
We're human beings, but a lot of people don't think that they think they're the other, and so they don't associate or relate to us as people because the way that we talk and label one another. If I'm black and you're Mexican, I talk to you like a other, so it disconnects us as that human relationship, that human connection. So that's why I say, as human beings, we all deal with something.
You said this is swag, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Showing why all
So
glorified.
the reason why I said what are we is because instead of losing yourself in the government and what society wants you to be true to yourself. There's somebody out there that feel the same way you feel. And the reason why I said why are you here now is because all the things that you've been through, and I know it wasn't perfect, but everything you've been through has built you
Oh, we're
and made the
buffing.
strength that you have within yourself. So that's what I'm saying. Like at first I was questioning because everybody has something to say. The same people that had something to say
Devil, you a
about,
lie.
well, why you doing this? Why you doing that? But you
Devil,
ain't even
get back
doing it.
to it.
Right,
You a
you're
lie.
right. Right.
And because as it's and I'm gonna go back to what you were saying, Mexicans and as black people, it was kind of like I used the Kardashian because that was the last
Hello.
interview I heard when China said because they stick together, that's why they not considered baby mamas. So the thing about it is, I'm gonna stick with you. The reason why he's where he's at is because he went through trauma. He, as a black man, he couldn't talk to nobody about his story. So he decided to like get a podcast and live through certain people. But what you need to do is speak your truth because there are people like you.
Right.
Where'd Dre go? Because I'm
He
getting
down
spiritual
there.
right now.
He right
What?
there.
He got out the car and got lost signal. But no, for real. Like you gotta speak the truth because it's people like you, the people that's been through the army. People. Let me give you another example. My son is 20 years old, and they used to see that girl
I
like,
got scared.
huh? You got scared.
He's over there.
No, I think that's the same thing I was going through. Was going in and out. So my son
Okay.
is a black man who is 19, about to be 20 years old. And when I sit here and say, when women say it ain't no good man, I sit there and I observe my son. My son is the most amazing man. But you know what, man? I can feel like if he does change, it's not because he didn't have a great mother. It's because the choices of women he chose. That's what made him decide that, you know what? I might be that player. I might be that disconnected emotional person because you don't understand that I'm showing you the love because today's society, it ain't love no more. So when a female do find a man that's a good man, I'm sorry, I know we're supposed to be talking about women and
No,
empowerment,
you good.
but
You
y'all black
good.
people to understand this too because I have a
You
son.
good. Got you.
When
Let's
you
go.
when you have a man, especially a black man, who goes through so much mental trauma and there's nobody to talk to, you figure it out on your own. So now I'm talking to him, but I'm trying not to be too strong because it comes off too aggressive. And right now he's delicate. And I just say we need to change this whole thing. We need to change how the world is today. Forget what Donald Trump talking about. Forget what anybody is talking about. Be true to yourself. Spiritually, that's the reason why a lot of us are not connected because we're not spiritually connected. What we're doing is we're getting on social media trying to be somebody we're not. We're trying to be like the next person. I've been through so much through business, but one thing is that I can still go out in the street and be proud to be out in the street selling hot dogs. I can still get in the truck and roll and get dirty, get my hands dirty. I can still sit here and make six figure and be true to myself and love everybody equally.
Yeah. For you, when we talk about that human being and that spiritual context, it takes a lot of courage. It takes a lot of confidence. Like, what did you see that you had at such an early age growing up that gave you that kind of mindset or mental toughness that be like, you know what, I could do whatever I want. Like, not everybody has that. We all have it in us, but sometimes those environments, fractures, things that happen that we think happen to us that you know
taking
reduce.
time to evaluate yourself because sometimes I would sit here and think to myself that I would go all my way, but people would be saying you wrong for this, Keisha. Ooh. And then when I really thought about it, I was like, when I didn't do anything to hurt nobody, my intentions was so pure. Me knowing, because some other people think their intentions are good, but you know when the devil's playing his position. And I said my intentions are so good, even in relationships. I ain't gonna sit here and say that I'm perfect. But what happened was I had God sending good people in my life. Unfortunately, with men, y'all don't have nobody to talk to. So when y'all go through these emotional battles, what happens is that y'all look for the homie. He ain't gonna give you no good advice because he
No.
damaged too. He's
Yeah.
like, instead of sitting here and saying that you like the other day, my son, I'm gonna tell you some real stuff. My son talked to me. He probably on my thing if he followed me. He said to me, he's like, Mom, I told this girl that, I wanted more affection, and she was like getting mad at me. And I said, But she got mad at you when you decided to take another female to home because you wanted to make sure she was safe. His intention wasn't that he wanted to have sex with her. He wanted to make sure she was safe, right? So I said, why is it okay for her to get upset and say that you're wrong for taking a female home, and then you trying to make it right? But when you ask for a little thing about, hey, can I get some affection, you make it angry. I said, you're not wrong. I said, she got something going on. Yeah. So with men have to understand that women need to take accountability. Women, they need to take it. I know this became a relationship show when it's supposed to be.
No, you good. You good. This is whatever you wanted to talk about.
I'm gonna say I'm gonna keep it. Women need to take accountability for what they do, because it's not. So you got to understand that women are being raised by women who are strong, and it goes all the way down to when the white man decided to take the black man out the home, and then when they had to do everything, it became strength. So now you got these men who feel like, okay, I'm being raised by a woman. You can't knock the man that he's all spoiled and sensitive, because when you do have a man that you can take advantage of as far as like control, now you spoiling him. You got to show that man how to be a man. So when things are hard, like meaning like when she ain't got it, he got it. When he ain't got it, she got it. Become a team player instead of sitting here as black people pointing fingers and stuff like that. So what I tell my son is like, you know, it's okay for you to want to date Spanish girls, because I'm not the one that's going to sit here and tell him that he can't love, because at the end of the day, when your spirit is strong, it don't matter what color you are. So I said, if you do love a Spanish woman, make sure you love her spirit. Make sure she's what you want spiritually, because at the end of the day, you got crazy Mexicans, you got crazy black girls, and you got crazy white girls. So at the end of the day,
no one escapes it. No one escapes it. And I appreciate you, especially, you know, you coming from the mother's perspective, right? And what I don't like and what I appreciate about what you've said so far is sometimes men try to speak for the woman's perspective, or they try to use a celebrity to speak for a community of people. But when it comes from a mother, like true mother conversation, it hits different when you speaking from that, and that's what I believe. That's why some podcasts are not good, because it depends on what they're doing it for. But there needs to, like you said, for men, we definitely need a space to talk, because we suffer in silence. We know that we suffer in silence. I know that I did, and now to come out of that, I'm like, we ain't gotta. I was 40 years old though. Why did I have to wait till 40 to start to soul search and spiritual search when I could have taken that on 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 years old if somebody would have,
because you ate the apple. No, I mean, we don't really get it. We don't understand, but you know, because he ate the apple. No, the reason why I say that is because so I only have a son, and
I got scared.
You got so what I realize is today's world is, because now they got social media, right? So they have females that they represent other women saying that, oh, I'm a strong black woman, I could do it myself. No, you can't. Yeah. Okay, yeah, you might get the money, but at the same time, you need that balance of a man that can teach a man how to be a man. I can't sit here and beat up my son and say, you gonna be tough. If anything, he's gonna be traumatized because he's been beat by his mom. So what do you think he's gonna do? He's gonna be like, I'd rather go to a white girl than Mexican girl because I've been beat up by my black mama.
Right. I'm trying to tell you, if we understand child development,
exactly what's gonna happen.
All of that stuff. When I thought my mom abandoned me at 8 years old, I didn't know that she was going to represent all women from a 8-year-old decision. So you're absolutely correct that sometimes as that parent, even as a father, we could be too hard as a father.
Preach it, boy. Preach it.
Push that child away, and now he's running to his coach or he's running to somebody else. And but the father's like, "Where's my son?"
Oh, I'm going to get like.
Go ahead.
Can I get deep? Can I get deep into that?
Go ahead. Yeah.
Or your son.
Dre, let me let Dre say what he got to say, because I'm gonna say some real stuff on that part. I'm listening, Dre.
Dre frozen.
Okay, so I'm gonna say what I have to say. Dre. Oh, Dre need to go back on this internet. So you want me? Can I speak the truth?
Of course.
You sure?
You got it.
Okay. So in that category, this is why I said I can never be a counselor or a therapist, because I'm spiritually connected in a weird way. And that's why even with business, like when people say, hey, why your training class is so cheap? Because I'm spiritually connected, knowing that you may be a single mom, single dad, somebody that ain't got finances. So I'm not going to try to get rich off of you. I got to sleep at night. But I'm going to tell you that the other part of when you are a woman, especially if you are a woman after all these men were taken out of the home, and then finally a boy does get attention from a man. Sometimes as a young boy, they don't know if it's supposed to be a big brother attention or a love, right? So they start getting confusing because, and I know I don't want to make this a sensitive topic, but you said I could be
No,
open.
you good.
I
Yeah, you
think
good.
I think what happens is that as Black men, we're already going through mental being effed up, right? And then when you do have someone you can look up to, you have these pedophiles who will take advantage of someone who needs that father figure, and then it becomes a sexual situation. But what happens is that now the child is confused because they're like, well, I want to love on this man, but am I right to love on a man and be in love with this man? You can be in love with your father. You can be in love with your best friend. You can be in love with your uncles without it being sexual. But see, what happens is we live in a world now is that they make sex before true love more important. You get what I'm saying? So
Oh
what
yeah.
happens is,
No, go ahead. Yeah, I said, oh yeah, I
yeah,
agree.
so what happens is that all this confusion happens and stuff like that, and then these boys who's looking for the homie, looking for the uncle, the father, and stuff like that, and then they become vulnerable,
Yes.
and it becomes more than what it is. And now the older person is taking advantage, and you're taking that person's innocence because that child has not developed. This child is still trying to. I ain't gonna lie. Even when I was what 11, 12 years old, never thought about being gay, but when I was getting dogged out by guys, I was like, well, I'm gonna be with a girl. Never been with one, but the thought of even having that was like, what am I doing? Good God bless me to say I never been with a woman, but I'm just saying that when as a child you're confused. So if as men you're already going through confusion of not having a father or the proper father figure, and even if you do have a father figure, you gotta hope he's alpha beta. People understand it's good to be alpha beta. Don't just be one or the other. Be both, because be that strong man, but be emotionally intelligent at the same time.
See, what you're saying again. I'm 55 years old now. I got 3 daughters, 2 grandchildren as girls, and a grandson. And even spiritually, biblically, the Bible says that the father is the one that has the compassion, not the mother. It's the father that's the one that's supposed to be compassionate to their children. So you're right. And the downside of that, again, as you're saying, the the, the emotional fractures of upbringings and the vulnerability of that child, the innocence, as you pointed to the innocence. That's why we can go back and teach these children how to have the self-esteem, self-love, self-affirmation within themselves, so they don't have to be susceptible to the predators and the gangs and all the other stuff that's going to come up if they have the knowledge and understanding and the place to express how they're feeling. And a lot of times when you don't have that parent, or you have the parents, you still have to have that connection back to that parent, and it depends on how that parent was raised as a child. Then I'm the parent and you're the child, so it's a one-way direction conversation. So then I don't get to say what I need to say to you, because every time I try to talk to you, you tell me to get out of here.
And remember, people express themselves through trauma. So if that parent, like say that that parent has been touched or did anything, so when that child is trying to express themselves or saying something happened, before looking at the whole situation, they're going to reflect on what they've been through, and then it's going to come off very like, so that's where, when back in the days, because I think I'm like the last of the Mohicans, the last aunties, we had a group like in the neighborhood. We knew who the neighbors were. We had multiple people raising us, and on top of that, we didn't live in fear.
Right.
Remember, we didn't have social media where we thought I could sit here. When I look back as a kid, yeah, I was walking down the street, men were rolling up on me and stuff like that. But I didn't think nothing of it. I'm like, oh, you're perfect. Let me hurry up and run home.
Right.
But now it's like you didn't welcome the devil in your home, because if you get these kids on social media, these predators and the devil is coming to your home. And how do we control that? You get what I'm saying? So that's why I said, when I try to have a communication with my son, because communication is very important in relationships, son and mother, father, daughter, relationships, everything. Communicate, because you don't know what that person's thinking and why they think that way. And so when you're sitting here and say the confusion, that's where you bring your child around different people, and hopefully that it's a safe space for everybody that you bring your child around, because the mind of a child is very delicate. Because I've read things, and it's so sad, because I've been on social media where I'm not gonna say it's new to the homosexual thing is new, but some of these people are only doing it because of social media. You get what I'm saying? Some people are only being gay for pay. Some people are only being gay because they open up Pandora's box. Some people are just mentally effed up, because when you go to jail, they have conditioned your mind to say this is what it is. And genuinely, they don't want to be that way. They know it's not right, but you locked up for 30, 40, 50 years. You go pretend like, okay, I'm a fake my mind and make it seem like this is a woman. And then when I get back in real world, I'm going to act like nothing happened. You get what I'm saying? And so with all that said is that we got to start communicating and being okay to make it, for a man, a safe place, and not be judgmental within our own community.
Yeah, everything you said for me is exactly where I had to get to the point where I understand and relate to you, because I had to go through my own healing process. And it wasn't until, like I said, 40, where I had an opportunity to start to work on that after I wanted to complete my life. But then I got my life back because I put myself in conversations and curriculums and education that taught me how to, hey, you don't have that voice in your head. It's not you. That's your subconscious mind. That's your brain. That's what your brain is designed to survive. But if you're not aware of that, I responded how I felt. And what my mind said was okay, I better go do this then. But I never knew that I could question even my own thoughts.
And that's the reason why listen to this guy named his name is Joe Dispenza. He talks about the power of the mind. We live in a subconscious mind because it's almost like comfort. The subconscious mind is comfort. You can see here. You ever thought about when you were driving somewhere, if you're intoxicated, you're like, how did I make it home?
Oh, yeah.
Because the subconscious mind guides you. So when you use your conscious mind, it becomes work. That's just like me saying, okay, I'm going to go to the gym and I'm going to stay consistent. But you got to consciously tell yourself, I'm going to the gym. You got to consciously tell your mind that this is what I need to do. But when it becomes work, because the mind is a muscle, people fall off.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
No, but again, if we go back spiritually, then that's what Christ has taught us. You have to renew your mind. You have to change the way that you think. At some point, you got to change the way you think, because how you've been thinking, again, it might be corrupted. It might be your truth, but it might not be the truth. And when I went at 40 years old to go to my parents to ask my parents to forgive me for my behavior toward them, they was like, what? I'm like, yeah, I realized at some point I have to take responsibility for my own life. And I thank you, because actually you did the best you could with what you had. And then I look back at how old I was. I'm like, well, a child at 8 years old has no concept of time. A 5-year-old has no understanding of what it is to be an adult. But the brain is developing and giving meaning to life at those young ages, that if we as parents don't know that and put as much truth as we can into that child at those young ages, my mind's going to go back to what I remember. And if I made it up, then that's my truth now. But if you tell me, hey, you know what, this is what's going on with the marriage, Farron, this is why your dad can't come and see you right now at the age appropriate for that child, then I'm always going to remember why my dad's not around. Not because he doesn't love me, but because, there was a conversation that y'all had that he can't see me right now because he got to go deal with something with his own life right now. That's a different space to grow up in.
It's so crazy. When you said that, I'm not to cut you off. When you said that, it was when my son's father had got locked up because of something he did. He got deported, and I didn't want to tell my son the truth because I felt like it would hurt him. Someone told me out of nowhere, was like, you got to tell him the truth, because then if you lie to him, he feel like it's okay to lie. So I had to be honest with him. It hurt me, but sometimes the hurt and comfort is what kind of it frees you from the what is it, they call it the curse almost.
You free it frees you, and then because the child could grow up to be mad at you because you lied at him. Now he don't want to talk to you no more, and then he's mad at whatever happened with his dad. It's like I said, and we don't, not that we don't, but I think
we think we're protecting the child, but we have to. We're not just protecting the child. We're protecting ourselves, kind of, because we felt like if we feel this way, they may feel that way, and maybe it's not the truth.
And it's not the truth. So us as adults, right, who are now 55 and 60 and 70, how much of that do we have to go back and figure out in our own adult life now, right? And now you got to be able to tell the truth to yourself at 40. It was challenging to have to go back and look in time and realize that some of the stuff that I made up that wasn't the truth about my parents or myself even. Now you got to go through that process.
And can I tell you too that we change as people. So the same story that you told at 8 years old ain't the same story you told at 15 and or 20. That's why I said, whoever on here, y'all need to follow Joe Dispenza, because it talks about that you're not the same person you was 10 years ago. So what you're saying is the truth. You have to be real with yourself. And hey,
what's up?
Oh, is that wifey? Wifey!
Hi, everybody.
Wait, did you have to? Hey, wifey, did you got to get everything together?
Yes, I did.
Okay. See, that's why you need a woman in your life, because she gonna figure it out. She gonna figure it out. But no, like you gotta be honest with yourself. Yes. Well, let me not talk too much. We got the missus on the line.
Anything you heard that you want to chime in on?
Oh my! And
yeah,
do I want to chime in?
Please.
I think I need to keep quiet, but what I really want to chime in on is that thing about being locked up for 30 or 40 years. I just want to add to that and kind of take away from it. When I say take away from it, I mean step back, because we got young men or young boys in the world that are seeing Black boys get killed in the world. And as quiet as it's kept, when the mind is meant to survive, that's why we have so many boys decide to carry a purse or think that they are a girl and switch, because what they are seeing is Black women are surviving and not getting.
My goodness.
I'm just saying, because the mind is meant to survive. So that it doesn't have to be.
Wait a minute, you didn't shook the table, but I'm
you don't. But look. So let's put it on the table. Look at what the movies are doing. The movies are making it okay for celebrities to play women, to play these roles now. So it's becoming okay. Well, then I can pretend too, right?
And then I'm gonna piggyback.
I told someone if I have to ask you what your pronouns is, then you should ask me how tall I am, because I'm 6 feet.
Look, I'm gonna say this.
Oh my.
Society has made it so scary to even want to speak about this, because when my son was young, he was like, yeah, I love my homeboy, and I was like, you love your homeboy? So at the time I think like, what's going on? And then he had to figure it out. He's like, no, Mom, not like that. He was all like, because they said that if you dislike that, then you will be hateful. And my son is not a hateful person. So in his head, he's like, if I dislike them, that means that I'm a bad person.
Right.
It's almost like manipulation. You get what I'm saying? Especially when you're young. And so when she was saying what she was saying and stuff, I was just like, it was deep. It was deep. I don't even know how we got from women empowerment, but this is something that needs to be talked about, because what happens is when you want to speak your truth, especially when wrong is wrong in your eyes, I have the right to speak my truth and not be muted. You get what I'm saying? So why is it that I have to accept certain things and take it in, and then when you do something, it's like I'm racist, I'm discriminating, I'm this. I'm not. It's not that. It's just I choose not to live. I'm good. Now I respect it. I just feel like back in the days when we were kids, I didn't know how Lucy and Ricky made a baby. I didn't know they had separate beds and stuff. Then all of a sudden, Ricky came out of nowhere. So what I'm saying is that you can do you, but you don't have to force it on us.
Yes,
Well,
and
the
once
thing
you
about
force
it is, the thing about it is what they're not speaking of is it's an alternative lifestyle. So alternative to what? And how did it become alternative? And why are you alternative? Because you truly have not healed from your childhood for you, so you start looking for something alternative. So let's deal with that. So
let's
that
deal with
deals with
that.
that, and that goes back to what she was saying about you need to find out and heal your wounds, whether they're young, old, jail, whatever it is. Those wounds need to heal, because I truly can honestly stand here and sit here and say I'm a different woman than I was 30 years ago. I'm 57 and I'm a whole nother woman. I feel a whole nother way that man, I can't even, because those wounds were healed though. My daddy came back and healed my wounds and made sure that I was a whole person. Because I was operating from a half person. Now I'm operating from a whole person. So I see things totally different. And I'm all for arranged marriages at this point in my life. And I understand. I'm just saying. I just evolved to something. I can't even believe that I evolved to this.
Yeah.
Because I was all about A, B, I'm doing, I'm an independent and and it's not the same. But you definitely should enjoy life, and you definitely should be encouraged to pay attention.
So let me ask this as the male, and I don't think I've even asked my mom this question, but I want to ask you, since we're on this subject, why does it seem like women wear that single independent like a badge of honor, when I believe, Kay, you kind of mentioned it earlier, that it's not a badge, but why is it portrayed? Why is it portrayed that, like, as a badge of honor, if I could language it that?
I understand, when did it not be okay to be a wife and a mother? When did that all of a sudden become not okay? When did that not become enough just to be a mother and a wife? When did I have to make a paycheck? When people didn't appreciate me is when it didn't become okay to be a mother and a wife. Because it felt so much better to get a paycheck than it did to get a slap in the face because you didn't like the food that I fed you that night. So that's when it became not a badge of honor to be a wife and a mother, because no one appreciated that.
Well,
and can I piggyback off of her?
Go ahead.
It became that way when you start competing with your mate. I'm like, I don't mind being the woman to, if okay, say you ain't making the money because society said, okay, we not gonna give you a job because you got a felony, blah blah blah. I don't mind doing that, but at the same time, don't sit here and want me to follow you, but you doing all some female stuff, like you sitting there, are you battling me when I'm sitting there like I didn't took care of the kids, I didn't work, I didn't did this, and you don't even know how to be emotionally intelligent for me. So now once again I'm in survival mode. I'm thinking I gotta do everything. So internally I'm like, I love cooking for my man, I love being the wife, but then it's scary because, like she said, the wrong person will take advantage, and then the right person that may come around, I don't even know if he right or wrong, because I didn't 80% of the time people didn't take advantage of my kindness. And I'm strong, I know I'm strong, but at the same time I get tired of being strong. I want
don't
that
want to
man
be strong. Can
I don't want
I
to be
just be
strong.
accepted and appreciated? I don't need to be strong. I don't need to be strong. I just need to be appreciated. And I depend on your check and my check. I don't need to be interdependent. I'm a dependent.
I found my peace in that conversation
Bring her here.
because of my grandparents, because I was raised with them from 2 to 8 years old, right? So I have a little bit of that old school, and I have a little bit of the current version, right? But what I saw when I look back in time, World War II changed a lot because women came out to help build equipment, and they were making tents, they were building bullets, and for us as the military mindset, we look at that era as where the women went into the workforce, right? A lot of men were killed during that time, and so now women became, they say, bringing home the bacon, and then now she's got her own house and own property and own car, and then the men now are like, well, then what do I do
Well,
now?
this is friend. This is why I told you it don't you. If I'm born, I'm not born ghetto. I'm not
No,
born
right.
angry. I'm not born nothing. It's just it's the environment that I'm put in. So think about it like this: if you know, first you got the man. If you got a felony, you can't work. Then you got the women on the county. You can't have a man in the house at all.
No,
At
no,
all.
no,
Like they
no.
They
designed it
changed
because
that.
the what
Wait,
you huh?
wait. I just want to say they've changed that within the last 20 years. That's changed.
Well, you can have a man in the
The man,
house.
the whole family can be on the county now.
On
But no,
Section
I
8?
mean, can you get the? No, I don't
No,
think
the
so.
whole family, the husband, the wife, the children, the whole entire family.
No, no, no.
On
So
Yeah,
when was this?
what part of the
yes,
county though?
Right? Because I'm
all
like,
all parts of the county.
because
I
I ain't gonna
am
lie. When
my
and let me tell you this, friend. When I was sitting there, like, it was 5, 6 years ago, when my son got deported. They wanted his information. They was like, he cannot be in a home. He can't this, and that. This was 5 years ago, and I'm like, but he don't have a social. They was like, yeah, but we need some kind of contact because he needs to pay. They never allowed him to be in the home. They said it can only be you and your child. They wanted to know who's in the home or whatever. And even
they
to this
lied.
day,
They lied to you. They lied to you. They changed the law, and the whole family. You could have put him on your case, and everybody could have been on the county on the case. It's your social worker. I promise you.
no,
That's
I'm
some
not gonna
news.
argue with you. It could be about man, anybody that's watching this. You hear what she's saying, so y'all do your research. Go on Chat
Better
GPT,
challenge
whatever y'all need to
challenge
do to
the
figure it out. Because at the end of the day, I don't know. Maybe it's the truth.
Yeah, the whole entire family. Dre's son is a social worker now. The
Mm-hmm.
whole family can be on.
Babe, bring the dog. I'm
on
gonna
Mhm.
go.
on Section 8 and everything.
Bring the dog to me.
The whole family.
He want to be on live.
Wow.
You a
Who's
hater.
that? What's up? Tell him I
No,
said what's
because
up.
he said he trying to say what's up. No, because he be hating on my dog. I'm gonna show you my dog right now. I'm gonna try to get him on the county too, because he act like he just he act like he rich. He act like he
Put the dog on the county. Put him on there.
Oh, look at
Oh, he's so
that.
cute.
I love
Oh,
him.
look
I
at
love him.
that.
What's his name?
I do not. Oh, he's
his
so
name is
Oh,
cute.
Bear.
wow.
His name is Bear.
His
He
name?
He
just
looked like a
he went
bear.
A bear.
he went to
His
work
name is
with his
Bear.
dad. We gonna get him a little uniform because you need to get a job.
And claim him for taxes. He's a service dog.
Right. No, he gonna get claimed and all that shit. I'm gonna figure it out.
Yeah,
For real.
service dog.
No,
Service
I
dog
need
is
to know that. I didn't know that. I did not know
yeah,
that.
service dog can be
Good. We
claimed.
all
Yeah,
need to figure that out because they still trying to play us
Yes.
right now.
Yes.
don't think they don't do it when they have 13 dogs at the coffee shop with you. You trying to drink and eat your food and serve a dog. You know, good way no serve a dog sit under you,
Well,
smiling.
what I'm trying to figure out how you
About
get $4,000 worth of food stamps.
okay. How about 13,000?
How you do that?
That's because I know somebody in there and they gave me extra.
Yep,
Wait, you got
13,000.
4,000 too? Friend. Oh
$13,000.
no, no, no. We
Not
gonna
me.
have to
I'm just
exchange
saying.
information.
13,000 on the food stamp and 4,000 on the cash.
Are you
Who does?
serious?
Figure that one out. Figure
You
that one
probably
out.
gotta. We gotta have 10 kids at least or something.
No, that's what they're doing. They the street checker
There's a street takeover on here
on the highway.
on the highway.
110.
Oh my God.
Yeah, that's what happened. So they had a woman in the store getting groceries, and she left her receipt behind. And a black girl got it, who was the cashier, and showed this woman just left here Armenian in a brand new Mercedes Benz. She had 13,456 on her EBT stamp and 4,822 on her cash.
Wow.
Now you can feed a whole football team with $13,000 a couple of days. Football team, according to football player. But
Wow.
13,000 on cash. Come on the food stamp. I wish I could get 1,000 a month for food stamp. Period. Oh, you can. Give me the food stamp.
That
It's
part.
not what you know, it's who you know.
Oh, I said my
That's
son's
why I
caught up,
say,
but I'm
and
not doing that.
Miss
He's caught, I
Dre,
ain't
I
doing
know you.
that. I can eat. You know, I love to eat.
No, but
have that cornbread.
on the real, that no, the thing is that she is saying is who you know, because people are working the system. I don't know how they doing it, but I'm like, when you work hard, you put in the work. It's like you get less, but when you got time today, they be getting the most. They know how to work the
Okay,
system.
I might piss some people off while I'm driving out here. She's holding the thing. I may piss a lot of y'all folks off listening to this show and looking at this show. But what she just said, this is the reason why you get mad at that orange man. You call it orange man. When he was cutting that stuff out, catching them. Y'all ain't mad. He catching people who getting $400,000 a year salary at the Department of Education, while teachers get $30,000 a year. Let's figure that one out. But you get mad, Elon Musk catch them people or the county people while you cut back. You don't need no 10 years to be on the county and still walk around and driving the Benz.
Right.
How about 3 or 4 years? That's a education.
But wait, they changed that law too, because you could drive. No, they used to say that if you had a certain kind of car, you needed to sell your car in order to get on the county. No, they can't even look at your car and what kind of car you drive no more.
Well, you should drive the Benzes now on the county.
No,
I got a cousin got a Benz on Section 8.
No, you can't.
I got a cousin got a Benz.
Well, first of all, Section 8 and food stamps and county, that's all separate. Those are all separate programs, and you're allowed to stack those programs on top of each other. You don't have to just get one program. You're allowed to get, those are considered government contracts.
Wow.
So I'm a 100, like, because I'm an independent worker. I mean, hold on. I'm independent. Can you see me? Hold on.
No, you went off camera.
You put Bear as an independent.
Security number.
Employee. He's a service dog. When you need help, he's your guard dog.
What you got to do is you got to take pictures of them. Oh,
we gonna take a commercial. She went off camera. She probably lost her signal real quick. Again, thanks for listening in. This is the Farron Dozier Show on MB Radio. We're gonna take a quick public service announcement real quick and come back and wrap this conversation up. We've had, hey, Big Dre, man, we just went everywhere with this, and I appreciate it, bro, because this is life.
Sir.
This is life. This is life, man. So thank you for our guests. Yeah. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. This is the Farron Dozier Show on MB Radio. Hey, this is real life. This is live, and this is real life. So if you got any conversations, anything you want to post on the YouTube or the social medias, just hit me up. You want to be a guest, hit me up as well. But this is the Farron Dozier Show on MB Radio. Shout out to Segemt.
Some of us still carry the burden of battle. It threatens to drown us in our everyday lives. In battle, we had our weapons and combat gear to keep us safe, to keep us confident. But when we returned home, we were not armed with weapons and gear to cope with our own minds. I was lucky to find my combat gear, my mental weapon, and it's called Calmago. Calmago is a drug-free device that allows you to achieve calm in less than 3 minutes in moments of anxiety, stress, anger, panic, or insomnia, not with medication, but rather by activating the parasympathetic nervous system through breathing regulation and multisensory stimulation. A recent study has shown that Calmago decreases PTSD and anxiety levels in veterans, helping those who are suffering and having a long-lasting effect. Visit Calmago.com to learn how you can get Calmago through the VA or with a special veterans discount code.
This is Farron from the Farron Dozier Show, 8 p.m. Pacific Time on KCAA Radio, 106.5 FM, 1050 AM. Also streaming from the KCAA Radio.com website, the station that leaves no listener behind, and MBR Radio. That's right, MBR Radio on all their streaming platforms, including MBR Radio on Roku TV, Sunday nights live, 8 p.m. Pacific Time on KCAA Radio and MBRradio.us. The Farron Dozier Show. For more information, search farrond.com. Tune in to the Farron Dozier Show on KCA Radio 106.5 FM, 1050 AM. Also streaming from the KCARadio.com website on Sunday nights at 8 p.m. Pacific Time. Brought to you by Sports Collective TV, Sports Collective Radio, and Sports Collective Media. We got the Heme Factor, we got In the Zone, and we got Fourth Down and the 20-second Timeout Sports segment. All for you right here on the Farron Dozier Show on KCA Radio 106.5 FM, 1050 AM. Also streaming from the KCARadio.com website with my guest hosts Robert Lamar and Coach Will. Catch us on Sports Collective Media on Instagram and Facebook. And make sure you watch us Sunday nights at 8 p.m. on KCA Radio 106.5 FM, 1050 AM. Also streaming from the KCARadio.com website. Music, talk, sports, and so much more. Farron Dozier Show. All right, welcome back again to the Farron Dozier Show on MB Radio. If you have any questions about sickle cell trait, wdconsct.org. You can reach out to me if you want to have a conversation or you just got some questions. Definitely can help you there. If you want more information about what I'm up to in the community, you can go to farrond.com. That has everything. All the tabs are associated to the things that I'm up to in life. You can even find the basketball team stuff over there as well. Sports Collective is at Sports Collective Media on Instagram. My Instagram is the same at Farron Dozier. What else we got on here? We got link trees. If you want to go to a link tree and find out what I'm up to in the community over there, you can go there. Also, I'm Caldwell Williams, curricular trainer for LBI Solutions. A lot of things we've been talking about here around mental toughness and mental health. LBI Solutions is a program that Caldwell has been doing for 6 decades or plus. I met him as he was coming out of retirement in his 80s to help veteran suicide. And so the journey that I've been on and the journey that he has been on, we crossed paths at a veteran home that he was in. And I've been working with him since 2018. I've learned his curriculum. So we're praying that he's 91 right now. So we're praying that we can get his education back into the school district as it was before. And also as curriculum to help veteran suicide, youth suicide, a lot of things that we talk about, but you just can't talk from those things anymore. You got to be able to talk about those things anymore. You got to talk from those things, right? And that's some of the things that I've learned, that how I got free from a lot of my past issues was I was willing to tell the truth. But you've got to be willing to look first, though. A lot of people aren't willing to look in their life and tell the truth because there is an experience of pain because that subconscious mind, the subconscious mind is, I tell people today, even on social media, your biggest hater is your own subconscious mind. It's not people. It's how we talk to ourselves is what hurts us the most. It's how we talk to ourselves. That internal dialogue is self-loathing, it's shame, and it's embarrassment, it's disappointment about ourselves first. And when you can free your mind and tell the truth about where you are and how you're thinking and where those thoughts are coming from. For us veterans, I recommend CBT. Cognitive behavior therapy was the icing on the cake for me because it taught me how to grab those thoughts and put those in those curriculums and challenge how exaggerated my conversations was in my mind. Yes, sometimes we use the language all or none as exaggerated, and it doesn't give us the space to say or think another way because our language is our trap. So if you want support, if you want help, you got to be willing to tell the truth to yourself, to somebody, at least to yourself first. So there are conversations out there. We have those kind of talks. And so if you need information, you want to have a conversation with us at Farron Dozier, you can hit me up on social media, on all platforms. All right, so let's get back to the conversation. We're going to wrap it up. We got about a couple more minutes. All right, how you doing, Miss K? How are you doing, Miss Howard? How are you?
Hey.
So,
I did want to get into more of the business part. I'm sorry, I got into the mental part and everything. I just want to let everybody know that, you're not alone. Everybody.
Yeah, your signal is it's a little choppy where you are right now. Let me see.
About, not giving up, especially in this economy. So, hold on.
Yeah, your signal. There it is.
Can you see me?
Yeah, that's better. Yeah, we can hear you. I can hear you. I can see you.
Can you see me?
Yes.
Okay, I can hear you now.
Okay. So yeah, just touch on your business. What do you want to say about your logistics business today?
Okay, so I do want to share that I do more than just logistics. So I have my K Freight Logistics, which me and my spouse we decided to go into a partnership. He's been driving trucks for 20 years. And so I had already got my broker's license in 2021, but now I'm going for my A license so we can work together as a team to get out on the road. Prior to that, I did have my credit consulting office, credit consulting business, which I still do for the important people or for the people that are serious about their credit. And I got Hot Dog Queen LA. It's on pause, but it's still going to elevate because I did make a brand. So if you guys want to follow me, 3 places y'all can follow me. You can follow me on Hot Dog Queen LA, how it's spelled, or Kays Freight Logistics. And then also too, I have I am Credit Girl Plus. So I do multiple things. I let people know you can be great in everything you do. So don't feel like, oh, you got this business going on, because once again, we live in an economy. You have to have a lot of streams of income. It's not like back in the days when it was just something to do. Now it's a requirement to have a business on the side. So that's where I'm at. Believe in
Appreciate
yourself.
that. Appreciate that. Let me bring up Big Dre. Anything you want to say before we get out of here, Big Dre?
I'm still beautiful. You know, the incredible things with this young lady at Beyonce. We met her on Crenshaw, making them famous hot dogs with that Chicago dog and them tacos and everything else. And
He all
she
about
went
that
to,
food.
yeah, she's about that food.
Foodie.
And
He
she
a
don't,
foodie.
Hey,
yeah,
look,
but I
wifey
swear to God,
too. Wait,
and she
wait,
don't,
Dre, we can't,
yo,
cause wifey was doing the hot dog dance after she was eating the tacos and everything. She was in the middle of the street doing the dance and everything. So you can't miss it. You can't
she's
forget
doing a
her.
wiener ding dong dance.
Oh my
Wiener
God,
ding dong.
y'all out cold.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna tell you what now. When you chasing yourself, you're gonna be feeling too, but like Pookie on New Jack City.
Oh
So
my
that's what's gonna happen. So get ready
like
for it.
like in the pigeon coop.
Pookie
It's really
Poop.
good. And then
Right
and
there.
then I got this ingredients that nobody know about. It's
Mm-hmm.
called love.
Love. Love ingredients.
You can't get it in no
By Trey
store.
House.
Genuine
But
love. When you put that
I like
love
it.
in it, you
It's
taste
over
it,
with.
you be like,
It's over with.
yeah, I'm in love.
Well, I want to say,
That's exactly what I said
yeah.
too.
What I want to say is, I do want to give a shout out to my girl. She's about to get her doctorate, at the university in August. She graduate, love and learn. Love and learn. And she's gonna be graduating. So in April, getting that doctorate. So I'm proud of her.
All
And I'll
right,
be
all
right
right.
behind her with my honorary, of course. But we very impressed with the things she's doing, the trucking and the development she's doing with the apartments and stuff. But she want to talk QK about some stuff when y'all get a chance to talk off the thing, of course. And I'm sure one day we're going to get the money up together. We can end up owning one of those Spanish basketball team, NBA team with the Farron. So that's what's going to happen. Thank you
I'm
again,
I'm
Kay,
gonna
for being
say,
on the
I'm gonna
show.
say, I'm gonna say, congratulations, because at the end of the day, like when you believe in yourself, you can do anything, anything.
Anything.
But do right.
If
And,
in a minute, I'm about to be the president. Keep playing with
oh yeah.
me.
Keep
Oh,
playing.
hey,
Run, please.
and I'm
Somebody
gonna tell
need to
you,
run.
I'll be the first dude. I'll be the second dude. And
Right,
I'm gonna paint that White House the burgundy and green.
right. Because I'm trying to figure
No,
out what Donald Trump doing. Let me
I
not talk,
know. I'm telling you.
because
Yeah.
he'll get in his feelings to try to disconnect us all off the social media. So let me be cautious.
Well, I think
Yeah,
he's gonna do it secretly. If you do a secret number 1-800 Hot Dog Queen. You send
Oh
them
my
out,
God.
sending them dogs.
it's
Yeah,
that
it's over
girl
with.
from the hood.
Oh
Yeah,
my
So
it's over
God.
with. So we're gonna do. Thank you, man, for
I
always like
appreciate
you always
y'all.
do, man. And have
Yeah.
fun in Vegas. Hope we connect next week in Vegas.
Yeah.
And,
I'll talk to you offline to see how long, when you're going to get there, and how long I can extend my stay.
exactly. So we gonna probably put it on Friday early because the weigh-in is Friday, and then a big fight is Friday night in Mandalay Bay. So
Oh, Friday. Oh, this Friday night, huh? Oh, that might
the weigh-in.
be all right
on
then.
the 18th and 19th, the fight night. So.
Oh, so okay.
You probably see more fights in the probably in the audience because I think half of America gonna be scared to go because of what's going on immigration right now. They had immigration in the parking lot at the Forum last night. ICE was.
No, ICE was in the Forum. At the Forum.
Yeah, and it was a Forum in the parking lot assembling. Boy, it was like, man.
Wait, I have a question. Hey, are y'all going to Clarissa fight?
No, Clarissa fights on somewhere else on the 27th. This is Manny Pacquiao's. He come out of retirement to fight for the belt.
No, but would you go to her fight? Would you go to her fight?
Oh, I go in. I'm trying to chat to her. I want. It's a part of the movie I want her to play. Is a fighter in this movie about her life. She's a boxer, but she turned into an assassin in the movie. So I'm retired from the fight. I'm rewriting the script right now. Just for
would you wait? Well, I'm asking you too, wifey. Would you go, and you two hosts? Would you go for a fight to see her get beat up, or would you want to see her win?
I want to see her win. I like when she talk crap.
Well,
I
win,
love
of course. Win, of course.
No, some people because she has haters because of the situation.
I don't really know her, so.
So basically, she's not the side piece of Papoose, but you know when Remy and Papoose had the black love, so a lot of people are hating on that because they believed in that. And then so when everything wasn't working out, you know, Clarissa came out with Papoose. So now they're not feeling her because of that.
Yeah, they want to put the Marine together. She even challenged her to fight too.
Oh wow!
Exactly.
I don't follow the fights, but I like to see fights.
And guess what?
Right.
Exactly.
That would be an interesting one.
But if y'all don't know, Remy Ma, it's a box. No one knows that, and she got hands.
Who's that? Who?
Remy Ma, was a box.
So that's the funny thing about it was. So the thing is that's what she said. She liked the box. She liked the fight and everything like that. But
speed kills.
Signal.
Speed kills.
All right.
I'm sorry. We're taking up your time. Sorry.
No, you froze, so we can't hear you.
Yes.
I got my chicken finger. I'm about to get off.
Chicken fingers on it. But thank you. Yeah, I love seeing that kind of fight. But the next fight, I'm trying to get more tickets for. It's a big one in September. Chance Crawford against Carmelo Alvarez. That's the one I'm going to go to. Instead of tickets are not really selling well because all the Latinos are really scared to go out because of ICE. And
that's gonna change. That's gonna change the whole game right now.
Yeah, because this fight Saturday is a Latino is fighting a Filipino. All the Filipino American coming to see Manny Pacquiao, and all Latinos going to see Pereira. But probably everybody's scared because of what's going on. Paris. So the ticket sales might affect them. So I just say to all of our Latino brothers and sisters who are out there trying to fight the fight, just keep being honest about yourself and put God first. And if you meant to be here, you and God plan, you're going to be here no matter what.
Just get your paperwork together. That's all. Just get your paperwork together.
Come on now.
That's it.
Stop running and get your paperwork together.
Come on.
You've been here forever, 15 years, 10 years, 5 years. Just get your paperwork together.
That's it.
And a lot of lawyers are doing pro bono too right now. A lot of them are. So we're doing it for free. Come on. Let's go. Everybody run.
Get that documentation together, man.
Yep. Everybody run.
All right. I appreciate everybody. Nice meeting you, Miss Cave. Thank you for sharing from a mother's perspective, from a businesswoman's perspective. It's all accepted here. So thank you so much.
Date night.
Barry said bye too. Barry, say bye.
For the love of dogs, right there, ladies and gentlemen. That's our campaign.
It's date night for us. We missed date night last night, so we're going to a movie.
And they're on date night tonight.
You guys enjoy each other, okay? And keep loving and loving and loving each other.
Always enjoy. We have to have a double date, y'all.
Yeah, my other half, he's in the truck right now. He just dropped the dog off because they went to work together.
There you go.
So he tired. So no, yes, let me know. Other than that, you guys all been amazing. I appreciate it.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Got you.
Thank you.
Definitely.
All right.
God bless you. Bye-bye, guys. Much love.
Bye. Happy hump day. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thanks for listening in. This is the Farron Dozier Show on MB Radio. It's live, so it goes the way it goes. 99% of the conversations are organic on all of my shows. So unless you need a couple of questions, I can guide the conversation. But this is what it's like: real life, real conversations. this is what we do here. So thanks for listening in. Again, at FarronD.com if you have any questions that you want to talk about, anything out there. So appreciate you for your time tonight. Catch me on Sunday night, 8 p.m. Pacific time on KCA Radio. More talk over there. Thanks. Peace out.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in to Military Broadcast Radio. As we wrap up today's show, we want to remind you that the podcast of today's episode will be available right after we go off the air. So if you missed any part of the show or want to listen again, be sure to check it out. And remember, we're here to support and honor our veterans. Your stories and experiences matter, and we are committed to giving you a platform to share them. That's right. We're here to give our veterans a voice. So don't forget to catch the podcast and stay connected with us. Giving our veterans a voice.